what this is all about, making sure that as many people can get this information as possible. We know that it's life-changing information, and I have been hit in the face with that as of late, which has made me decide to go live on a regular basis. Um, recently just had a life-changing testimony that came from me sending a parent council email. So I felt extremely convicted about that and not making sure that everybody in my life knows what I do. Therefore, you get to be a part of these live presentations that I am doing. So welcome everybody. My name is Rachel Garcia, and I'm going to hit the record button really quick so that we can make sure we've got this. Welcome everybody. My name is Rachel Garcia, and I'm going to be walking you through some information today that I believe could be life-changing for you and your family. I feel pretty convicted recently about making sure that everyone in my life gets this information. Therefore, I am screaming it from the rooftops loud and proud on a regular basis. In fact, at least once a day, if not twice a day, for the next 5 weeks. So I'm going to be telling you about a company called Pure, and I was not looking for Pure when it found me. But thankfully my eyes were open enough that I was willing to give it a look. So in 2008, I was practicing medicine as a physician assistant. I saw 60 to 70 patients a day. I wrote 200 prescriptions a day. I was literally in the OR half of the week, cutting cancers out of people. And my sister had just received the diagnosis that her son had severe autism. So Bo was the little curly-headed redhead guy there on Jacksonville Beach with my son there in the front of the picture. And I sat with my sister as the physician told her, Bo will never speak. He will never have more than the mind of a 3-year-old. He will always be in diapers. And Bo did not speak. Bo screamed all day long. There was absolutely no way to communicate with him. And it was devastating to hear that that is what the rest of his life and my sister's life looked like. So I began doing an extensive amount of research because not only am I a PA, but I have a master's degree in clinical medical sciences. And I had not learned a lot about autism in medical school. I wanted to know why he had it. I wanted to know if it was genetic. I had a child who was 9 months old who was scheduled for shots the next week. I canceled those, not knowing really anything about autism. And I began doing an extensive amount of research and reading clinical studies that have been published with thoughts on what it is and where it came from. And I was blown away to find all the studies pointing back to the importance of nutrition and getting the toxins out of our body. So I told my husband we're going to build an organic garden, and I got one of these big old expensive juicers, and I was trying to garden. But I told you, I worked 12-hour days seeing patients. I actually had just started two separate businesses in the previous 6 months, a construction company and a skincare retail store with a brick and mortar location, employees, and expensive skincare products, plus 2 babies under the age of 3. My life was insane. So I did not have time to do the vegetables and the juicing, and I hated cleaning the juicer. So they all looked like this. And then I began doing more research because I knew I wasn't going to be able to hold this together. I'm like, okay, I'm going to supplement. And I was finding studies showing that supplementation is better than the vegetables that we're growing now anyway. So I go looking for the best supplementation. I'm doing all the research. Now I have a master's degree in basically research. So I knew how to read the studies and what I was looking for. But my gosh, the average person who works 12-hour days, has kids, doesn't have time to do the research. So they're either going to the health food store or the chiropractor and getting recommendations on products, or they're internet warriors and doing research in the evenings, late at night after the kids go to bed, on their plantar fasciitis, on their kids' allergies that are no longer responding to Flonase and Claritin, on the high blood pressure diagnosis they just got, but they don't want to take the blood pressure medication because it makes them not feel good. So what's a natural alternative? And really, you guys, marketing companies are paid to get whatever a person is selling, a company is selling, to the top of those search boxes. Regardless of the effects and how good they are, that's what marketing companies are paid for. Okay. And so I was doing my research, filling my cabinet, not on what popped up first, not on what the guy at the health food store told me, but based on clinical studies. And I had the best of the best in my cabinet. And I wasn't seeing results, but I felt good about it. I was like, okay, we're taking our vitamin, we're taking our omegas, we're taking our calcium, we're good. And I really thought I had my health under control. And I looked like this. Now, the baby on my hip is 9 months old. And if you had asked me, do you struggle with any health issues? I would have said, no, I'm fine. And let me just tell you guys, I've been doing this 15 years, and every single day I come across somebody who is struggling with their health, but they say, no, thank you, I'm fine. And if we go look at their pantry or their medicine cabinet at night, they've got their Tums, they've got their Advil PM, they've got their stuff that they take for their allergies, they've got their stuff they take for their migraines and their plantar fasciitis, and then they have their whole medicine cabinet for their kids. But we're fine. And I definitely thought I was fine. I had just spent $3,000 with a personal trainer. I had lost 3 pounds, and I thought, I guess I'm just going to be a big girl. I guess I'm never going to lose this weight. It was beyond frustrating. And so my brothers, somebody that I love, right, and trust, said, we need you to look at this. I had no time to look at anything. I had no interest, but I was doing my brothers a favor. So I thought, well, that statement rocks my world. It changed my life. And so I watched this presentation and I heard things like cleanse your body of the toxins, balance out your pH, build up your cells with good nutrition. And I've been doing all this research. I've been reading this book called The China Study, which talks so much about getting plant-based nutrition in your bodies. And then I heard they've been using it in clinical practice for 30 years. And I was like, 30 years? It's a long time. Like I can't out-research that in my evening hours on the internet. Whoa, give it to me. Give me all of it. I want all of it. I had a family of 4 plus my sister and her son. I said, I want all of it. I had no expectations, you guys. How many of us have cabinets full of supplements that are expensive? Some of you on here might have the gummy vitamins. Please don't use those. But you're not seeing any results. So you have no expectations because what vitamins really work, right? 3 months later, we had drastic changes in our house. Now you see my weight loss, and in America, we're like, oh, wow, weight loss. That's exciting. That's amazing. We want to talk about that. But what you can't see here is my son's horrible constipation issues that he struggled with at the age of 3, where he would bleed and cry once a week when he pooped, were gone. I was told to put him on Miralax. Miralax is antifreeze in a bottle. Don't give anyone you love Miralax. I was struggling with sleep issues. I would lay down at 1 o'clock in the morning and I would try to sleep and my mind would race all night. I thought that was normal. No, not normal. I started sleeping like a rock, which gave me energy throughout the day and better mood. And it was just amazing. So, and then the weight loss happened. And that was just, I didn't even change anything. I fired my personal trainer. Like I didn't even change anything. I wasn't even working out. And it just started to fall off. My husband also had a physical transformation, but you guys, we'd been married 10 years when we found Pure. And I had 1 foot out the door. I'm just being honest. He was angry. He was depressed. His construction company did great in 2007 and was failing in 2008. And all of the weight of it was falling on me. Then I was dealing with an angry, emotional guy, up, down, up, down. I was encouraged to put on my antidepressants. I know what that looks like. I'm a prescriber, so I wasn't willing to go down that road. And 6 weeks in, the anger and depression was gone. Smooth, easy, even keel. Now that might not be a big deal to you. We'll have been married 25 years this coming April. My boys are 15 and 18. They've never seen their dad the way I did our first 10 years of marriage. We will not travel without it because if we do, little hints of the Incredible Hulk come. It is marriage saving, life changing. At least it has been for us. And this is my nephew, Bo. This is what really woke me up. 3 months in, he came into my house and said, Aunt Rachel, what a beautiful Christmas tree. It was like this little boy had been locked in a closet and he couldn't get out and he couldn't communicate, and we opened the doors. He is now in the same high school I went to, getting A's and B's. He is not in autistic programs. This is an Instagram page last week at my niece's wedding. Tremendous life change. And that moment was when I said, I have to share this with others. Ethically, I have to share this with others, even if I just change one autistic family's life per year. And so I now believe with all my heart, 15 years of sharing this, that the majority of the health issues we face as a human race are the result of us being toxic, out of balance, and undernourished. We're drinking out of plastic water bottles. Our foods are being sprayed with herbicides, pesticides, fungicides by guys in hazmat suits, and then we eat it. We're putting our food in Tupperware containers with saran wrap on top and sticking it in a microwave. And now they've done studies showing the majority of Americans have microparticles of plastic in our blood. And we wonder why the cancer rate has been like this for the last 20 years. Why it's now normal that every single one of us knows somebody who's been affected by the C word. It's not normal. We're toxic. We're out of balance. We stare at our phones too much. We don't get enough exercise. We're eating too much sugar. We're not getting enough sleep. On top of that, we're pouring acidic foods into our body, meat, dairy, sugar, soda, coffee, bread, which causes our body, our pH, to go over towards this very acidic area. and it's going to get back to where it's supposed to be. It's amazing. It's going to get there, but it's going to leach the alkalinity out of your bones to get there. And then you're just, it's stressing all the time because it's trying to get over here because you drank 2 pots of coffee yesterday and you had 2 Mountain Dews and then you had bacon and eggs for breakfast. And how many plants did you put in? We are lacking in nutrition. This is why I believe I lost the weight. I was starving. That's why we have an obesity pandemic. Then I started throwing in nutrition in 30 seconds in the morning. We threw all this nutrition in and my body was not starving anymore. It was finally getting what it needed. Our kids are starving, guys. What's in your genetic pipeline? What are your parents struggling with? What are your grandparents struggling with? I will personally tell you, I think the best gift you can give your kids is your health, because when they're my age, when they're in their 40s and 50s, you either have your health or you don't. And the 70 and 80-year-olds who don't have their health, it causes extreme stress. I do not want to do that to my children. Then our children are going to struggle with the same things that are coming down the genetic pipeline, but it's going to be worse. If they're not moving, if they're not eating properly, if they are lacking in nutrition and they're toxic, which they are because we can't change the environment, it's not going to be good. The answer is pure. Now, some people think the answer is just eat healthy. Dietitians say this all the time. Just eat organic, whole raw food. You can get everything you need from your diet. Wrong. You cannot. You cannot. This study that came out 12 years ago says you have to eat 8 oranges, 80 cups of spinach, 99 ears of corn, and 2 cups of wheat to get the same nutrition our grandparents got from one of each of those things. Look at the difference in calories. And who can afford 80 cups of spinach? This is not happening, okay? It's obviously not happening. It's why we struggle with weight in this country. So what is pure? I'm going to tell you, but pure is the best of the best in one place. It is the best of health and nutrition in one spot with the click of a button. This is what caught my attention. I was turning the bottles over because I knew how to read the backs of labels. Turning them over, like, this is better than what I'm buying from there. This is better than what I'm doing. Wow, this is really good. And I knew the cleanse, balance, build philosophy was truth. And I knew that I couldn't out-research 30 years. So I said, give me all of it. I'm sick of going to the health food store and going down the aisles and looking. I'm sick of reading the newest research studies that have come out on calcium and magnesium. They've done the research. Give it to me. It started in a clinic. For 30 years, this cleanse, balance, build philosophy was used in a clinic, but people would have to go in for an hour-long consultation and then get on the products. And the results were so good that there was a 3-year waiting list for people to get into that clinic. So they made a decision. Are we going to keep this up where our wait list just gets longer and longer and longer, and there's people wanting this nutrition information because their sisters' issues are gone and their cousins' issues are gone, but no, we can't see you for 3 years? Or are we going to get it out to the public? How are we going to do that? They actually didn't think it would work in the US because in the US we're so skeptical about everything. So they took it to Korea first and they spread it by word of mouth and it exploded, absolutely exploded. And then they decided to bring it back to the US and say, you know what, maybe word of mouth is strong enough where people will get past their limited mindset and their negative perceptions of different kinds of business models and decide to really give this a try. That's how this started. We have a wellness advisory panel made up of all medical doctors who literally use this in their offices. Eye doctors, we have dentists, we have medical doctors, and many of our products are in the physician's desk reference, which I used for 20 years to write prescriptions. I walked away from practicing medicine in December of 2019 because I have found a better way to help people. Medicine's changed. I was seeing 6 patients in 2000 when I started, I was seeing 6 patients an hour. In 2019, when I finished, I was at the height of my career, I was seeing 6 patients in 10 minutes. If you've been to a doctor's office lately, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The answer is cleanse, balance, build. It's the answer. But Rachel, I buy the best of the best supplements, but no, I can't tell when I take them and when I don't. Yeah, because you're probably backed up. Your organs are not eliminating the junk. They can't, the sludge, the plastics that have been put in. The company has over 50 products and they are all amazing. Okay. We just released a new a brain vitamin that is amazing. We just released an entire eye line that's amazing. But I'm going to talk about our starter packs because I've been doing this long enough that I know how quickly people get overwhelmed and they're like, what's the thing? And then they get the one thing and 2 weeks later, they can't even tell anything. You can't get one thing. You need to start with the starter pack. So I'm going to talk about the starter pack, why you need to start on it. And then we can point you towards videos where there's more information on the starter pack. Okay, so the starter pack includes multiple cleansers. One of our cleansers cleanses the 7 channels you eliminate through, okay? Our body has 7 elimination systems: the lungs, the liver, the skin, the lymphatic system, kidneys, blood, and intestines. Think of it like taking your car in for a servicing, guys, okay? Every however many miles. Right now, my car's at 500 miles, I think. Lights are going off every time I get in. 500 miles. And there's signs, right, that you need to take it in. So maybe the tires are a little bit lower than they should be. I'm out of the windshield wiper fluid. The gas mileage isn't as great as it usually is. Actually, my little massage thing isn't working well on the seat. Like there's things that are happening. What are the signs and symptoms your body that you live in your whole life and you only get one of show you when you need a servicing? You're not pooping regularly. It hurts to poop. You have issues with pooping. You're not sleeping well. You can't lose weight no matter how hard you try. You're tired all the time. You don't have energy. Your hair's falling out. Your hair is thin. You're bloated. You have swelling. You have brittle nails. You have pain that you just don't understand. Why do I of a sudden have this pain in my elbow and it won't go away? Oh, this must be arthritis that I have. All of these little signals. And what do? I can say this as a healthcare provider. You come to the healthcare provider and we do some checkups on it. We go, okay, we're going to give you some prescription, some Band-Aids in the form of medicine. This book called The Truth About Cancer, you need to read it if you haven't. It opened my eye to why in medical school they taught us so much about pharmacologic medications, and the way to treat a 38-year-old male who has high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and depression issues is not to look at why he has those things, but what medications can we give him that won't interact with each other? Not normal. If you give your body what it needs, it should heal itself. Okay, not all issues. I'm not making claims about what's going to happen for you, but I went to school for 8.5 years and spent $100,000 on my education. I think it speaks volume that I walked away from that because of what I found here. A much better way to help people. So we have to cleanse all the junk out, all those eliminatory organs, and then we start to pour the good nutrition in. With every vitamin and mineral that you've ever heard is good for you is in this starter pack. Omega-3s that your brain needs, your kids' brains need to develop properly. The cell and neuron communication between your cells and your nerves do not even work at all, like barely, if you're not consuming omega-3s. So like if you're like, fine, I'm getting by fine, I don't take omega-3s. What would happen? If you take omega-3s every day, you will feel it. That's why we have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Dairy-free. Our calcium is dairy-free. Do not be consuming dairy thinking you're getting the calcium you need. It needs to be perfectly combined with magnesium. We have vitamin D, vitamin K. We have sulfur, which has been shown in studies to decrease inflammation. We have high amounts of fiber that cleanses out that intestinal tract. Our goian is our #1 seller. I call it wine without the alcohol. It is calming. If you struggle with hot flashes, depression, anxiety, the stories are tremendous. The testimonies that people have are tremendous. There are 6 things that people typically feel within 28 days on the Core Plus, and there's a 30-day satisfaction guarantee that you will be satisfied. If you go to Whole Foods or you walk through your local health food store and you buy some vitamin C and some selenium and some whatever for your migraines, there's no guarantee. Satisfaction guarantee. If you're over 40, or you're on prescription medications, or you're struggling with something specific, pain, allergies, eczema, reflux, libido, circulation issues. Each of these superfruits have been used for thousands of years in the countries where they're grown. They're all grown in specific countries. This is 100% noni. It's been liquefied, flash frozen, and shipped over. It's not mixed with pear juice or apple juice, which is what you'll find at the local stores, because marketers know that we like sweet things in America. And every day I have somebody say, I drink Mountain Dew a couple times a day. I don't know that I can take this stuff. Well, how do you want the rest of your life to live out? You might be getting by on your Mountain Dew and your sweet tea right now, but it will affect you sooner or later. Our Core Plus products, many of our starter products come in capsule form. If you drink a lot of sweet stuff, you're probably going to need our capsules. Bitter is better. Sugar is the devil. And don't let this turn you off from what it is. We have ways to teach you how to get it in and how to make it taste good. But these are the 6 things people typically feel when they start to consume these products regularly. Again, think of it as a servicing for your body for 1 month. And then most people go forward with their 2 to 4 things that they're already buying, right? But they don't feel results with. Better sleep, more energy, less pain, better bowels, better mood, and weight loss is what people typically feel. Our sports line is tremendous if you're looking to build muscle, whether it's you or your teenage kids or your elderly parents. They need to build muscle. Otherwise, they're going through sarcopenia where the muscle's breaking down, then they fall going up the stairs. Now they're in the hospital for a broken bone. Hopefully they come out. We need to all be building muscle. It's been shown in multiple studies that muscle building is more important even than cardio. We have an amazing beauty product called Me Collagen Pro. It's got high amounts of collagen that are absorbed and have been proven to be absorbed in 18 minutes. That's a key with supplements. Are you actually absorbing it, or are you just excreting it? High amounts of probiotic and biotin for leaky gut, for collagen, for tendons, for plumpness in your skin. Okay, but also for hair and nails. Powerful, powerful, fun product to consume. It tastes amazing. And it's pure. It doesn't have any bad stuff in it. People always ask, how do I get all this in my kids? My kids have been doing this. You saw the picture since they were 9 months old and 3 years old. This is what I did every morning. Every morning. In the beginning, they would dry heave over the sink. I can't take it, Mom. Now they pour it for themselves. They take it themselves every single day. So even when my child was 8, at this point, he had been trained. You're taking it every day. He was taking it every day. And there was a difference. My kids got more nutrition in 30 seconds in the morning than their friends got in a week. You could tell the difference in their mind, in their focus, in their mood. It was very obvious the days we took it and the days we didn't take it. And this is my boys last summer. There was a hidden camera. And this is them, again, taking it every single day. My younger one is actually drinking it in a smoothie now, but you can see him taking his daily build, his Goyen, his superfruits, his calcium. Those little capsules there are some of our immune boosters that have immune boosting vitamins and minerals, which we were going through the pandemic last year, and they were going to school without masks. So this is important. Okay, he's eating Mila in a muffin there. Mila is huge for your kids. You cannot get enough of this in your body. It is literally a food, cleanses out their intestinal tract. And what omega-3s have been shown to do in studies has been documented for decades. It's necessary. We don't make it. Now we make this smoothie every day for my now 15-year-old. He has to be at school. He leaves for school at 5:50 in the morning. So this is made the night before. Everything's put in it. He gets everything before he leaves for school. We have training sites with lots of different leaders and educators teaching on how to use the products, how to get it in your kids. So don't get overwhelmed. We teach you everything that you need to know. If you're watching and you're struggling with weight and the weight loss appealed to you, yes, people typically see weight loss with the starter pack in their first month. I lost 3 pounds my first month. It was the second and third month where I lost 29 pounds. But I started to really struggle again in my 40s. This is about 3 years ago. And I'd look at food and I'd gain weight. No matter how much I didn't eat, would still gain weight. No matter how much I worked out, I couldn't lose the weight. And Pure introduced this metabolic reset program that I jumped right into. It's all about resetting your metabolism. You eat a lot more than you're used to eating, and you're eating carbs, fats, and proteins. There's some carb cycling involved in this. But the changes that we've seen in people is mind-blowing because they're giving their body health from the inside out. They're using the whole core complete system, plus some fat burners, some metabolism boosters. They're using that smoothie as a snack, not a meal replacement. You are eating a lot. We tell you what to eat. We tell you when to eat. And what we've heard from people is, I've never eaten this much and felt so satisfied and still lost weight. Even when you fall off of it for a couple of days, people are saying, oh my gosh, can't believe the weight didn't come back on. It's sustainable. And again, pouring good nutrition into your body. It's that metabolic reset that many, many people in their 40s and 50s need. Okay, so the metabolic reset is amazing. We're actually about to launch 2 challenges. One is going to begin January 2nd. One is going to begin this coming Monday. I don't even know that date, some November 21st, maybe. It's a 6-week program. I'll be talking about that more in just a moment. So what is Pure? Again, it's the best of the best all in one location. Why is it great? Because it works. That's why it's great. We have third-party testing, multiple medical doctors using the products, FDA-registered facilities that the products go through. It is health and wellness on an e-commerce website with the click of a button. The best of the best with the satisfaction guarantee. I know I'm talking fast. I know you have a short attention span. PureLifeChangers.com has loads of information as well as testimonies. I'm live on this site right now. Ask whoever invited you to add you to Changing Lives with Pure. Use the search box if you're on there now to search up whatever you're struggling with. Constipation, migraines, focus, issues with your kids in schools. Use the media tab to pull up old pictures that people have posted of their liver function tests, their triglycerides, their blood pressure, their cholesterol. You might be blown away with what you see there. Those are just open, honest opinions of people using the products that we put together for you. There's now over 10,000 people in the site so that you can see what other people are experiencing. So before I go any further, I'm going to bring on my friend, Jen Von Hagen. Jen is going to share with you her testimony, how she got started with Pure and how it's radically changed the lives of her family members. And so I'm excited for you guys to hear from her. I'm almost also excited to be able to work with Jen. She's a powerhouse businesswoman. She's earned trips to Italy and Destin with this company, and she's really close to earning a trip to Greece. And so I think you guys should listen up to, again, where she first heard about this and why she's so excited about sharing it with others. So Jen, I'm trying to pull up your camera. There we go. All right.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Rachel, thank you for having me on today's live. This is exciting for me. I have met so many people in the past like 48 hours. I've been running around doing some meetings. And so I've been just inviting people. So I hope they're on. And I will be inviting all of them to Changing Lives with Pure. So thanks for the invite. I'm excited to share, I think, a story that a lot of people can relate to, which is that I was not looking for a business when Pure found me. I was already burning the candle at both ends. I run a successful marketing agency. I have a consumer products company. So I was not looking for more. So when Pure found me, the burning at both ends was taking a bit of a subtle and an obvious toll on me personally. I had raging insomnia. I had foggy brain to the point where I hired someone to take notes every day for me, which was kind of scary. And I also, like, my metabolism like checked into the witness protection program at like age 48. And I was like, where'd you go? Because I'd never had a problem before. So anyway, so I was also struggling with a whole bunch of mom guilt. My son is a very picky eater. And actually over the last 2 days, I've met a ton of moms with picky eaters. And so you know that they're not getting what they need. It starts to weigh on you. You can see it in their lack of focus, lack of energy. They're not passionate about anything. And then it really starts to hurt when it hits the grades. And that's what happened for Charlie. So his grades started slipping. And every time we would have an honor roll ceremony that he wasn't in, my heart broke a little bit because you could see his confidence kind of like just getting chipped away at. So I knew I had to fix something. Not only was I having issues, he was having issues. So along comes my sister, Kara. She's got this thing called the Pure Detox Program. I'm, at the time, not a large supplement person. And so I figured, why not? I have nothing to lose. And so I jumped in with the detox package with her. And what I loved about it was that all of a sudden, a girl that had not taken a lot of supplements before had this plant-based routine. And I got really proud of myself really quickly because I was able to do it. And I was like, oh, well, here's my new plant-based lifestyle. And after about a week, I was sleeping great. After about 2 weeks, my employee that I hired to take notes noticed that my brain fog was lifting because she's like, why are you doing my job? And I was like, oh my God, I'm doing your job. So I got really excited about my brain function coming back. And then I had lost a couple of pounds, which at the time seemed very dramatic until I just did the metabolic reset program, which is way more dramatic. And Rachel will tell you about that. But at the time I lost a couple of pounds and that got me fired up. But at the end of the detox, I had some product left. Specifically, I had a lot of Goyen, Energy, and Mila. And Rachel just held up that pretty purple bag. I'll tell you what, I have 6 of them in my pantry. I will never run out of Mila. And there's a good reason for that. I had these products left, and I had been poking around in the Changing Lives with Pure page that Rachel flashed up for you. And I saw some moms talking about kids with attention problems and focus problems. And so I kind of zoomed in on that, typed in the search bar, and over the same theme: Mila, Energy, Goyen, Mila, Energy, Goyen, Daily Build. I had all those things left. So I started sneaking it into Charlie's breakfast. He's a picky eater, remember? So I had to like ninja that in. But it was waffles, pancakes, applesauce, yogurt, smoothies. And I started getting it in. And he, at first, I didn't notice anything for about a week. But in about the second week, his eye contact was a little bit better with me. Nothing dramatic, you guys. It wasn't like, oh my God, but I just, moms notice things. I noticed that. And then I noticed him getting a little more interested in some things. And then about 4 weeks later, when the report card came out and there was A's, I was like, okay, hold on, what's going on here? And for me, not only was I feeling good, but seeing that change in Charlie was like, that is all I needed to see. So I decided to take a deeper look at Pure from that point on. I then also shipped some to my daughter who's at Ole Miss. And I said, you need to try this because she has some anxiety, a little bit of depression because she started college during COVID. Who doesn't have some depression about that? And there's also a lot of stress with all the exams and stuff. So she started taking Pure and kind of fell in love with that. And now it is like on Smart Ship. It is her grocery bill. She takes Goyen, the new Neuro, she is very excited about because she's testing right now. She loves the athletic line. So anyway, she is She robs me of all the groceries when she comes home from college, and they are on auto ship to her. But anyway, so I sent that stuff to Chloe, and I decided to look at this from a business perspective because I wanted that family pack. And I was like, if I'm going to spend $2,500, which by the way, cheapest business you could ever start ever. I have 2 of them. And I can tell you that this is the cheapest business ever. If I was going to look at that and make that investment, I was like, I need the tax deduction and I need to just look at this in a really smart way. So I jumped all in with the family pack, and I'm glad I did because we keep adjusting everybody's little formula, and we had plenty of product to do that. So after that, I continued my pure journey, and it's become more of just this plant-based lifestyle for the family. It has actually now morphed into changing the way I see my family's financial future. As I said at the beginning, I've run a marketing agency for a long time, and I've been trading my skills for dollars for decades, and it has left me time and income limited. There's only so much you can do with hours in a day. And so Pure's business model flips that on its head for me. And I don't mind sharing my story. I like talking. And when Rachel said, you want to get on this live? I said, yes, I do. The more you share, the more you can earn. So for me, this is a very, this is a logical business model because I'm going to tell people that I like about what I like. And this company's smart. They know that word of mouth marketing beats regular advertising. I'm in the marketing business, and I can tell you it's true. So word of mouth marketing is going to beat regular advertising because people want to hear from people that they trust. So when I share this and my friends and family take it and they share it, that earning potential starts to overtake the effort involved here. And I'm not making any claims, and I'm not telling you what's going to happen for you. I don't know what's going to happen for you. But what I have found out is that when you watch the leaders in this company and you mirror what they do, which they already know works, it is kind of hard to fail if you just do that part. And if you share this business with other people, it starts to take on a little bit of a life of its own. So, I've been sharing this business with people, but also these products. And as Rachel mentioned, I did win a trip. So for me, some of the motivation is just watching my friends and family feel better. But some of the other motivation is earning trips that I'm going to be candid, I would never pay for these trips. These are very luxurious, and I'm too practical for that, and I have college bills. So anyway, it's been a huge blessing in my life to have Pure come in and bring me not only top-notch people to work with, but this opportunity to watch my family heal from the inside out. So I'm going to turn it back over to Rachel, and she is going to talk more about the business part that I just mentioned.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jen, for taking time out of your very busy day to share this with others. It is truly life-changing. So if you have been listening and you're like, I just want the products, cool, no problem. Go to livepure.com, throw whatever you want into the shopping cart. Core Complete, the Reset Plus, our sports line. I'll give you some prices really quick. The Core Complete is $414. Think about a servicing on your body for 30 days with the satisfaction guarantee. Going forward, you choose your 2 to 4 products that you love. Core Plus is a little cheaper, $289, less than $10 a day for your only house's servicing. Okay. The Reset Plus is one of my favorite new packs that they have. It's $14.99 for 2 people to do a whole 6-week program, which includes the Core Complete, metabolic boosters, fat burners, as well as many of our vegan replacement shakes. So again, livepure.com, throw what you want into the shopping cart, go to checkout. It's going to say, do you want to save money and be a preferred customer or an IBO? Yes. Yes, you do. Do not pay more than you have to. All you need to do is give them your email address, no membership fee, no obligation to purchase again. Although I want to say, if you find yourself wanting to purchase again, make sure you sign up for the Smart Ship program. You will get 20% back in reward points from every order that you get to use towards future orders. It's like going to Costco, buying $100 worth of stuff and getting $20 to use back next time you go. It's amazing. Okay. So you want to take a serious look at the Smart Ship program that they offer. And there's a 93% chance you will be reordering. All right. But I mentioned the independent business owner option. And so for those of you that were just on for the products, bye, see you later. So glad you're here. But if the $289 is too much money for you, I don't care if you're 25, 45, 75, if $289 is too much money for you to spend on anything you want, much less your health insurance, you probably really need to listen to what I'm about to share with you. If you like multiple streams of income, like Jen and I do, and we were both trying with the multiple streams of income thing. Like I'd started 2 businesses because I was in the OR all day. I was missing my kids. They were calling another woman mom. My nanny was being called mom because they saw her more than they saw me. And it was driving me bananas. And I was trying to figure out, how do I make extra money? Do I buy vending machines on the side of I-95? Do I buy a laundromat? Do I buy car washes? Because I couldn't get out of this job. I'd spent $100,000 on my education to be able to do. I practiced medicine. I mean, that's a great job. It's never going anywhere. So I knew I couldn't get out of that. Well, I was wrong. When I first started in Pure, I got the family package because there were 4 people in my house, plus my sister and my nephew. I said, give me the family pack. I want it all. My CPA looks at all of our stuff that we spend large amounts of money on, and he says, I think that's a business. I think we can write that off. I was like, nah, it's not a business. We just bought a bunch of food. We ate it already. It's gone. He said, no, give me the paperwork. I think this is a business. He was right. I didn't even know what I was talking about. I saw the small price tag and said, that can't possibly be a business. I mean, we spent $100,000 starting the 2 businesses we'd started. The overhead, the taxes, the paperwork. I'm like, this is not a business. It's just food. We bought it. We ate it. I've been telling a few people about it. He's like, yeah, that's a business. It's like hidden. Now, if we were in Asia or the UK or Europe, they would be, they love this business model. They think it's the best business model ever. But here in the US, we're like, oh, don't show me one of those. Cracks me up. So I have 2 really huge goals. One is to make sure people understand network marketing is the best profession out there for someone looking to increase their bottom line, period. Hands down, nothing beats it. Are there bad companies out there? Absolutely. Are there bad leaders? Absolutely. Are there bad commission plans? Absolutely. But just like there's bad men out there, I never let going on a bad date steer me off of marrying a man. Don't let a bad experience that you or your brother or your mom or your dad had keep you from the best profession in the world. I've now realized I can help you achieve whatever financial dreams you wanted to achieve when you were younger that you have not achieved yet. Before I go any further, I'll tell you, Tony Robbins, Richard Branson, some of the most brilliant minds of our time have gone on record saying this is the best business model. Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And if you're an employee right now, you're used to trading your hours for dollars. You're fine with that. You're fine with your 9-to-5 job, but you have a credit card and you have no idea how you're going to pay it off. You're thinking, do I get another job? Do I work at Starbucks or Target, or maybe I go be a bartender? Yeah, no, there's a better way. And these guys have said there's a better way to get ahead. And it's by getting involved in a network marketing company. All we do is share. We're already sharing about Netflix shows and books and who's your favorite dentist. Here, Penny Weeks is my favorite dentist. What's your favorite place for getting your hair done? Here's my favorite place. We do that all the time. We get no commissions. We're just sharing what we already share. And as Jen said, who is a marketer? What marketers know is word of mouth is the best. That's all we're doing. That's how they chose to start the company. So let me show you the small money. You have 10 customers who order 3 to 4 products a month, you'll make $400 a month. You have 20 who order 3 to 4 a month, you'll make $1,000 per month. Most consumers of Pure order 3 to 4 products a month. That's the average. Okay. So $1,000 a month, not massive amounts of money, not replacing my PA income by any means, but it's nice. So I start sharing it. And I start getting these customers and checks start coming in. My husband's like, what are these coming from? I don't know. It was like $30, $80, whatever. It's fine. And then they started growing. And then I was laid off. I worked for a dermatologist in Ponte Vedra Beach. He literally laid off 40 employees over a 3-month period of time. Went to Texas, did a fellowship, laid us all off. No work. Okay. This was during a recession, early 2009. The best job I could get was half of what I was making. No chance of bonus for 2 years. And I would have to drive an hour each way. And I was done, y'all. I was like, I'm done relying on a boss to pay my mortgage. I'm done working my tail off to have that potentially gone the next day. Done. I got to find something else. I did not see this as a business. I poured my heart and soul into my skincare store. And these checks continued to grow. And those checks were like this. Couldn't pay my mortgage with that either, but this I could rely on. And it kept going and it kept going. And so I began to start to figure out how this works. And I'll just briefly tell you, you can have a worldwide business. And every time somebody orders as a result of somebody you told, you get paid. It's the company's way of saying, thank you, Beth, for sharing this with others. We're going to pay you. Even though you told Frank and Frank told Bob and Bob told David, we're going to pay you a little bit of money. Let me give you another analogy. I talked about vending machines earlier. When I started, people were just buying Mila from me and the energy and the mangosteen. And they were getting so-so results because, again, they were buying one-off things. They weren't doing the whole system. We now know the system is what gives the results. But I was getting a little bit of money. And then Aunt Betty, who's pooping every day now, is like, oh my gosh, my whole village where I live, I'm walking 2 miles now instead of like I could barely get to the door before. I'm pooping every day. I'm sleeping. My whole village wants to know what I'm doing. I'm like, well, then you need to be a business owner, Aunt Betty. And now Aunt Betty's making checks and I'm getting a percentage of her checks. But here's the key. Whoever invited you today invited probably at least 10 people to take a look at this. All right. So what happens is the first 2 people that join your team, let's say it's Frank, your brother, and your cousin Susan, join your team first. Susan works full time. She's a teacher. She has 3 kids of her own. She has no time for this, but she wants the products. And she's like, yeah, I love the idea of potentially building a check. So Susan gets started, but then you also told your other cousin, Linda, you have to put Linda in somewhere. She's either going to go on Frank's team or Susan's team. Susan and Linda get along. You're going to put her on Susan's team. Susan gets home from work. She's like, Rachel, why is Linda on my team? What does that mean? Well, you have nowhere else to put her. If you enroll 20 people, they're all going to go under Frank and Susan. That means you're building a bank account for Susan. And every time Linda or anybody Linda tells purchase this product, it literally goes into a bank account for Susan that when she decides to plug in and start sharing this, she will start making money, cashing in on that bank account. Okay, so whoever invited you is building 2 teams only, and it matters whether you join now or 2 weeks from now. Okay, but I will ask you this. What else are you doing 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day that can pay you a weekly check? I'm going to say 5 years from now for decades to come. Okay, I've seen people create weekly checks that come in every single week in less than 6 months here, but I'm going to say 5 years. Okay, because that's realistic. One of the things that network marketing gets knocked for is we make it seeming unrealistic. We make it seem too easy. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, not doing what you think you should do, doing what we teach you to do in our system. This is like a franchise, but without the contracts and the royalty fees and the overhead. See, most people can't stick to a system. They sign up for the gym in January and they're gone by March. I'm not asking you to go get on a bike. I'm not asking you to go lift weights. I'm asking you to use your phone, listen to some training, and invite some people. I'm live again tonight at 8 o'clock. I'm live tomorrow at noon. Can you invite people? I can't call your people. I don't know them. I look like a political telemarketer. We're all tired of those calls. But you can invite them and say, I found something amazing. I think it might be for you. If I invite you, will you take a look? And I don't know about you, but I was capped at my income as a PA. There's no cap here. I make 5 times what I used to make as a PA now. And I work probably about a quarter of the time that I used to work. It's taken me years to build up to that. Not everybody will do that. Not everybody's coachable. Most people are not consistent and persistent doing the right activities. But I'm here as a mentor and a coach. And I would highly recommend looking at the family pack because you get my mentoring and my coaching directly if you join our team as a family pack. With a family pack, you also get the coaching of our other leaders, and we have a lot of them that are phenomenal. This is $4,000 worth of products for $25.69. And if you use one of these 20% off coupons that are good through December 31st, you get it for $2,000. You get in our mentoring program. You automatically are in the group of people who are eligible to earn the trips that I literally put out for my team twice a year. You get the 30-day satisfaction guarantee. You get your $49 membership fee waived and the shipping waived. This is my favorite package. If you have a family of 4 or more, you need this package. The Reset Plus is a step down, $14.99. Again, $300 off with this. And you're getting additional free product, about $500 of free product in there. You're getting, you'll be in our training program, no doubt. You won't be in the VIP mentoring and coaching program, but you will have access to learn how to do everything from your phone in this program. If you can come in with the family pack, it might make you a little uncomfortable. Decide today you're going to get your money back in less than 4 weeks. It can be done. It might take you 4 months. It might take you 4 years, but I've definitely seen it in 4 weeks. Heck, I've seen it done in 4 days. It just depends on how many people you actually call. If you invite them the way we teach you to invite them, whether or not they believe, like, and trust you, it matters. Those things matter. Let me be clear. You can start with the Core Plus for $289, pay the $49 membership fee, and you will be an independent business owner, and you'll have access to the training that we give you all on your phone or your computer, whichever you prefer, to start to build a business. My goal would be, if you had to come in there, work your way up to where you've saved enough money to where you can buy the family pack and get in that VIP program. When we started, we earned trips around the world: Australia, Bora Bora, been to Hawaii 3 times, Europe 3 times. But after 8 trips by ourselves, because remember, we were vending machines just selling product, I started to figure out how to help you, how to help the people on my team earn trips. We have helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people earn free trips around the world. since it all started to click and we created our system. This is Bora Bora with a group of 8 of us. Mexico, Cancun, they take us on cruises all the time in this company. This is a group of us. These are my 2 brothers actually and their wives. They watched me for about 5 years and they were like, we're going to do what you do. We just finished flying around Maui. We were staying in a 5-star resort. It's featured in a movie with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. This is the hotel we stayed in, the Grand Excelsior in Sorrento, Italy, with over 50 people that we helped during that trip just a couple months ago. And our next trip is to Greece. Jen is going to go to Greece. Jen got involved with me about 1.5 years ago. Can you do this? Absolutely. Will you? I have no idea. And I want to be really honest. I'm not going to make claims about what the products are going to do for you. They might not do anything, but the company backs it with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. So you have nothing to lose there. I'm not going to make claims about how much money you're going to make because I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know if you got out of jail last year. You might have no influence at all. I don't know what you're going to do, but I know it's possible because I've been doing this a long time. And I've worked with people who have radically changed their lives, their time freedom. Freedom is priceless. You cannot get back the time with your kids. Josh and Ashley were in debt. They paid off their debt in 6 weeks in Pure, and now they had a positive income stream that Josh is just, man, he's brilliant with real estate. He starts taking his Pure money and buying properties. He now has 12 cash flow, passive income, cash flow properties. That's one of the beautiful things about network marketing is that you start to create income, you pay off your debt, you build your savings, and then now you start investing it in other things. And there's going to be special trainings on that in the future because we're becoming really good at it here. I watched Josh and was like, I'm going to start investing in real estate. It's pretty awesome. I take the majority of my investments and put it back into my Pure team, but now I have more and I'm putting it back into other things. David and Lindley's life has changed. I was talking to David and Lindley about 4 years ago when David said, I'm excited about paying off my truck. We'll have an extra $500 a month. I looked at him and said, you're foolish if you don't look what I do and you're excited about $500 a month. Because that's easy to do here. It's simple. It's simple. Susan and Will, I'll be with them in 3 weeks in Montana for a whole week. I've gone up there 6 or 7 times now. They've traveled the world with me. We've gone to Bora Bora, Italy, Hawaii. I didn't tell them. I told someone who's no longer here, who told someone who's no longer here, who told Will and Susan. And I've since been to their home and stayed in their home 6 or 7 times. This is what I do. If you latch onto this and you begin to start to share it, I plug into you and I start to help you. And if I don't, it's one of the leaders between you and me that will come and help you. But I am very engaged. This is what I do full time now. Not nearly as full time as a PA, but this is what I do. This is what all my focus is on. The health stories pour in. If you struggle with migraines, anxiety, depression, wait, this is Dr. Inkem is a medical doctor. She heard the message. I was talking to her within 3 minutes. She's like, I'm in, give me the big pack. She knew. She'd been in medicine for years. She knows what's happened. We change people's lives, guys. So if you're unhappy with where you are, no matter what the health issue is, you have nothing to lose by giving this a shot. Nothing to lose. I'm going to stay on afterwards, answer your questions. But I will promise you this, if you don't change, nothing's going to change. A year will go by, your bank account will probably be a little less, your debt will probably be a little more, and you'll be a little older. Decide now. We're coming up on the end of a year. Like next year won't be like 2022. I'm going to get ahead. I'm going to make some changes. I don't care how old you are. It's all possible. So I'm going to stay on, answer some questions, stop the recording. I'm glad you guys have joined us. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask. I am live again tonight at 8 o'clock, and please get back to the people who invited you. Don't go into the witness protection program, guys. If it's not for you, we're not salespeople. We're not going to hunt you down and make you give us an answer. Please just let us know. It's not for me. The last 5 people that I enrolled saw this 10 to 12 years ago, and it wasn't the right time. And then they've watched me and I went back and followed up with them every year. And finally it was the right time. So we understand timing's not for everybody, but what if you started today, just got the products, got a position in your friend's organization, 10 years later, you have a bank account of $500,000 and all you have to do is start sharing it, to start cashing it. It's pretty smart, guys, pretty smart. Okay. I'm going to look to see really quick if there's any questions. I'm on a number of channels. Like one of these days, I'm going to figure out how to look at all the channels at one time. The family package is for 4 people. So if you're 4 or more in your household, family package is the smartest place to start. If I started with the Core Plus, I don't know that I'd be here today because I've been like, it's mine. I have 1 bag of Mila. You can't have any. And the Mila is a huge part of the results that we personally saw in our family. If you're not good at sales, don't worry. All you do is invite people. Can you make 1 phone call a day? I had somebody say to me, I'm really busy right now. I just started a new job. I can't get on anything. You don't have to get on anything. Just invite 1 person a day. That's what I did when I first got started. I invited 1 person a day, every day to take a look. Hey, Beth, I know you're busy. I'm busy too. I'm on my way to the office. I'm not going to be out of the office for till 11 o'clock tonight. If I send you a link to take a look at something that I think could be life-changing for you, will you change it? That's what we do. That's all we do. All right. Love you guys. God bless. Have a great day. I'll hopefully see you tonight at 8 o'clock with your spouse or your cousin or your sister, whoever